Hi, I'm Amin Jamal. Welcome to IS Baba's Current Affairs Prelims to the Point. I will be discussing 5 topics and 5 MCQs on daily basis which are important from our prelims perspective. So let us start. These are the topics we are going to cover today. In the Indian Express newspaper, there was a news about tension on the Ladakh LAC. So let us see what is important from our prelims perspective. We will be studying about Pangong Tso Lake and the dispute between India and China. So, Indian and Chinese forces came to blows in this disputed area near Pangong Tso Lake, that is in eastern Ladakh. So, currently both the forces are disengaged. So, about the Pangong Tso Lake. This is a narrow, deep, and landlocked lake, and this is at a height of 14,000 feet in the Himalayas in Ladakh. So, this is 135-kilometer long and it is in the shape of boomerang. It is 6 kilometer wide at broadest point, and this lake freezes in winter. So, in winter, this is ideal for ice skating and polo. What is the dispute here? The dispute is about the line of actual control which runs through this lake. So the 45-kilometer long western portion of the lake is under the Indian control and rest of the lake is under the Chinese control. But both India and China, they do not agree to accept the location of the line of actual control on the lake. So we will see something about the background. In 1999, when the army was removed from this area and was sent to Kargil for Operation Vijay, China built 5 kilometer road inside Indian territory along the lake's bank. So now the Chinese position can overlook the Indian position on the northern tip of the lake. Tourists were not allowed at the lake until 1999. But today it is allowed, one can visit it, but one needs to obtain an inner line permit from office of deputy commissioner at Leh. So many such incidents of face-offs have been happening over the years. What is the significance of this lake? The significance by itself is not much, but it lies in the path of Chushul Valley approach. So that is one of the main approaches that China can use for offense into Indian held territories. So that is the significance of this lake. Now Chinese aggression has increased over time because few years back India bought better boats. These boats can compete with the Chinese boat which has made China restless. Now let us see some of the geographical fact related to this lake and the area of Ladakh. There are three major ranges, Zaskar, Ladakh and Karakoram, which lies in the Tibetan Himalayas. And a part of Trans-Himalayan range is in the northernmost area of Jammu and Kashmir. So natural high altitude saltwater lakes are present here in Ladakh. So what are these lakes? So Kar, So Murari and Pangong So. Now we'll see about the passes that are located in Ladakh. So Changla is here and it connects Ladakh with Tibet. Khardungla, this is near Leh in the Ladakh ranges and this is a gateway to Shyok and Nubra Valley. What is Aigil Pass? It connects Ladakh with Xinjiang province of China. Karatagla, this connects India and China across Karakoram range. Then there is Imisla, this is in Ladakh region of India and it connects it to Tibet. Then Zojila, this is a road link between Srinagar and Kargil and Leh. So this was about Pangong Tso Lake, the dispute between India and China, an important geographical fact. Moving to the next news. In the Hindu newspaper, there was a news about India state level disease burden initiative. So let us see what is important from our prelims perspective. The India State Level Disease Burden Initiative published two scientific papers. So they gave report on district level trends of child growth and child mortality. The report says that 68% under 5 deaths in India is due to child and maternal malnutrition. 83% of neonatal deaths is due to low birth weight and short gestation period. Now the child mortality and child growth failure indicators have improved from 2000 to 2017. So the child mortality reduced by 49% and the child growth failure dropped by 21%. But inequality between the districts have been increased in many states. Also, there is a 8 to 11 fold variation present between various states. So now what is the measurement of child growth failures? So child growth failure are measured as stunting, wasting and underweight. So what is wasting? Wasting is low weight for height. What is stunting? Stunting is low height for age. And what is underweight? Underweight is low weight for age. So these are the measurement of child growth failure. Now we'll see something about under 5 mortality and neonatal mortality rate. So what is under 5 mortality rate? So this in a year is probability per 1000 live births that a newborn child will die before reaching the age of 5 years. This is under 5 mortality rate. What is neonatal mortality rate? This is number of deaths during first 28 completed days of life per 1000 live births in a year. So earlier also we have seen about infant mortality rate, and this was for under 1 year of age. And this neonatal mortality rate, this is for under 28 days from the birth. So the main causes of under 5 deaths are diarrheal diseases, preterm birth, respiratory infection and also lower birth weight according to this report. So lower birth weight was major cause for under 5 death. Now something about this initiative. India State Level Diseases Burden Initiative. This was launched under collaboration of ICMR, Public Health Foundation of India and Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation. So under this, disease burden and risk factor are computed for each state of India as part of Global Burden Disease Study 2016. Moving to the next news. In the Indian Express newspaper, there was a headline about ICMR starts household survey to gauge prevalence of coronavirus. So let us see what is important from our prelims perspective here. So ICMR is conducting household level antibody testing of 24,000 adult in select district, and this is to estimate the prevalence of COVID-19 infection. So pooled sampling at district level will be done. It will save time and money. Now it will look for presence of IgG antibodies that are usually appeared after 10 to 14 days when the person has contracted the infection. Sample groups from 69 districts will be taken, and in each district 400 random house will be selected and one adult from that house will be tested and surveyed. Now a separate surveillance system is also happening in the hospital. This is severe acute respiratory illness surveillance, and in this the testing of hospitalized patients are being done and RT-PCR tests are being used. So this is also going on separately. Now the ICMR along with National Center for Disease Control is undertaking the Sero survey. So what is this Sero survey? This is testing of blood serum of individual to determine the presence of antibodies against COVID-19. So we'll see something about blood and plasma and serum. So blood contains RBCs and WBCs plus plasma and serum. So plasma and serum are derived from liquid portion of blood, but both are different. So plasma and serum can be separated from blood by centrifugation of blood, and that can be done on the basis of weight, size or density. So what is serum? Serum is liquid obtained after the blood is allowed to clot. And what is plasma? Plasma is obtained after treating the blood with anticoagulation compound. So when you have to extract plasma, the blood should not get clotted, but for obtaining serum, the blood is allowed to clot. Now plasma is 55% of total volume of blood, and plasma contains fibrinogen, but serum lacks fibrinogen because the blood is clot and serum is separated, so it lacks fibrinogen. So this was about the survey about plasma and serum. Moving to the next news. In the PIB, there was an article about Champions Portal. So this portal has been launched recently by the Union Ministry of MSME. So let us see what is important from our prelims perspective. Ministry of MSME has launched the Champions Portal, and this is a technology driven control room cum management information system. So this will be using ICT tools and this will be like telephone, internet, video conferencing, etc. And this is there to assist the MSMEs to become national and global champions. Now, what does champion stand for? It stands for creation and harmonious application of modern processes for increasing output and national strength. What is the aim? The aim is to make smaller MSME units scale up, and this scaling up will be done by solving their grievances and helping them, and also hand holding the MSMEs. Apart from telephone, video conferencing and internet, it is enabled by artificial intelligence, data analytics and machine learning. So under this portal, 66 state level control rooms have been created, and also this portal is integrated with CP Grams. Now what is CP Grams? CP Grams is centralized public grievances and monitoring system. This was developed by National Informatics Center along with Department of Administrative Reform and Public Grievances and Directorate of Public Grievances. So this CP Grams helps the citizen to track their grievances that they have registered with the Government of India. So this was about Champions Portal and CP Grams. Moving to the next news. In the Hindu newspaper, there was a news about ICMR Bharat Biotech tie-up for India COVID-19 vaccine. Bharat Biotech to lead human monoclonal antibodies project. So these two related news were in the Hindu newspaper recently. Let us see what is important from our prelims perspective. So we will be studying about COVID-19 vaccine and human monoclonal antibodies. So recently ICMR announced a research collaboration with Hyderabad-based Bharat Biotech International, and that collaboration is to develop COVID-19 vaccine. So this virus strain for this vaccine was isolated by National Institute of Virology, and now this is being transferred to the Bharat Biotech to develop the vaccine. The company is working on Coroflu. This is a one-drop COVID-19 nasal vaccine. So around the world, over 40 vaccines are under development in various stages. Like the Oxford University begun testing of vaccine, and Serum Institute of India is one of the partners under the program that is undertaken by the Oxford University. So we'll see something about the vaccine, then about monoclonal antibodies and how it is different from polyclonal antibodies. So the concept of vaccine is that an inactivated and harmless strain of the disease causing virus is injected into the body, and then what the immune system will do, it will react to this antigen in the body and it will start developing the antibodies against it. So that is how the immune system will fight against this pathogen, and body will be immune from this pathogen because it is ready to fight it. Now the ability of the antigen to stimulate antibody production is called as antigenicity. Now something about monoclonal antibody. So Israel was the first country to isolate the human monoclonal antibodies, and Israel Institute of Biological Research did it. Now CSIR is also developing this human monoclonal antibody, and CSIR is doing this under New Millennium Indian Technology Leadership Initiative, NMITLI. So this project will generate human monoclonal antibodies from the patient who are recovering from this disease. So the antibodies will be taken from convalescent patients. Now if the antibody is extracted from a single cell and it is then cloned, then it is called monoclonal antibody, and if it is derived from different cells and then cloned, then it is called polyclonal antibody. So this is the difference between polyclonal and monoclonal antibody. Monoclonal antibodies have greater potential for treatment of the disease. So that's why for making a vaccine, monoclonal antibodies are being used. So we have seen 5 topics. Now moving to the MCQs based on these topics. So the first MCQ is, consider the following: Ajil Pass, Ladakh; Changla, Himachal Pradesh; Bomdila, Sikkim. Which of the above matches is are correct? So we have studied about Ajil Pass, that is in Ladakh. Changla is also in Ladakh, it is not in Himachal Pradesh, and Bomdila is in Arunachal Pradesh, not in Sikkim. So only Ajil Pass is correct. So our answer will be C, 1 only. Moving to the next MCQ. Which of the following are the indicators used by IFPRI to compute the Global Hunger Index report? Undernourishment, child stunting, child mortality. Select the correct answer using the code given below. So about this Global Hunger Index, this is given by Concern Worldwide and Wilt Hunger Health Foundation. But this Global Hunger Index report, this is given by International Food Policy Research Institute. And to compute it, 4 indicators are used. So 3 are given here and 1 is child wasting. So the correct answer is 1, 2 and 3. Moving to the next MCQ. Consider the following statement. Plasma is 55% of the total volume of blood. Plasma and serum both contains fibrinogen. So we have studied about plasma and serum. So we know that the first statement is correct, but the second statement is incorrect. Plasma contains fibrinogen, but serum does not contain fibrinogen. So the second statement is incorrect and our answer will be A, 1 only. Moving to the next MCQ. Champions portal that was recently in news is related to option A, an interactive portal for facilitating science content to the school student from standard 9 to 12. Option B, a portal to promote startups in the field of telemedicine. Option C, a portal to create hubs at village level to promote innovation. Option D, technology driven portal to assist MSMEs. We have studied about Champions portal and we know the answer is D. Moving to the next MCQ. This is the last MCQ. The ability of antigen to stimulate antibody production is called. So this we have also studied. Options are affinity, B, immunogenicity, C, antigenicity, D, none of the above. We have studied about this and the answer is C, antigenicity. So we have seen 5 topics and 5 MCQs based on these topics. That is all for today. Thank you so much. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get notified.